I have a map here in my studio of the old trolley network of Tampa's urban core. We had an entire streetcar network that served every neighborhood in the entire city. It was bulldozed and ripped up in the 1940s after the advent of the automobile, and it hasn't been back only until the early 2000s. We put one line in. I'm sure you're aware, from Ybor City into downtown.
The toy transit that goes through Water Street.
You know what, though? It's better than nothing. I'll say that. And by the way, good luck getting that pushed through today. I feel like it's getting harder and harder to at least implement some of these ideas. Hopefully not, though. Maybe part of what you can share today is how, as a city, we can come together and advocate for some of these things. I
would comment about streetcars that
Sure.
Every city that had a population of more than 10,000 had a streetcar system. And they were pulled out to the glee of almost everyone. But it's important to understand, not only were people embracing this new technology of cars and shiny new buses, but they were not working anymore. And the reason they weren't working anymore is they were running in the street stuck behind cars. So what really killed the streetcar systems, which I've only learned quite recently, was the fact that they became crippled. Their efficiency was crippled by the congestion of the private automobiles that were in their path.
Well, I actually read, I think there's a write-up from a long, long time ago called Streetcar Conspiracy. I forgot the author. It was actually, I believe, a woman. But she was writing about how the automobile industry, right? So the companies that manufacture the metals, the tires, right? The designers
Asphalt.
of the highways, asphalt, that entire industry really pushed to have all those streetcars removed and actually got together and made them less efficient, even ended up buying some of the streetcar lines and turned down their frequency, turned down their efficiency.
Yes.
And so people didn't ride them. And so if people don't ride them, then the community says, tear them up anyway.
They were
Right?
found guilty of criminal conspiracy. They were fined $5. And that is the story of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, that movie from a while ago.
Yeah.
So
Story of America.
In
really.
fact, it was a conspiracy, but it was more than just their actions that caused the demise. But you go to a place like Melbourne, for example, which still has streetcars running in corridor after corridor after corridor, and you see what that does for the city. Melbourne, to my experience, has more linear miles of non-chain retail than any other place I've ever been. And it's all on the streetcar lines. And it's remarkable how that sort of transportation system then leads to a much more vibrant and local business system.
Well, even looking at old pictures of American cities, it doesn't even have to be Tampa. That's just where I live. That's the example I use, right? But look at pictures of old Detroit or New Orleans or you name an American city that existed in the turn of the 19th and 20th centuries, and it looked like a European city. I mean, we had the density, we had the walkability and the transit. We've gone so far from that. And in some ways, Jeff, really what you're advocating for is a step back into that old American city, more of a European-centric, less car-centric model. If you enjoyed this clip, click here for the full episode and make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.